Hey, what's up guys, it's Theo from Concept. So today we are going to create this dramatic shadow text effect and reflection in Adobe Photoshop. So let's just get started. Welcome to Concept. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. So let's open up our application. For this tutorial I'm using Photoshop CC 2018 and I'll go ahead and create a new file. So I'm going to set my width and height to 1920 by 1080p and a resolution of 300. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get a dark background. So I'll go ahead and go to the adjustment panel and I'll click on solid color and I'll go with a dark background like 20 20 20. Then I'll quickly grab my type tool, but before that hit Ctrl R to bring up the rulers. Then I'll try and drag this to the center. So the moment you get to the center, just snap in like so. So Ctrl R will hide it one more time. And the first thing we are going to create is the cross. So I'm going to create something like so. Make sure that your stroke is set to none and your fill color is set to fill. So that's what I'm going to change for mine. And I'll place this somewhere around here. I'll duplicate it with Ctrl J and I'll rotate it 90 degrees to the left. So something like this should be just fine. And I'll place this somewhere around here. Now that's basically it for this one. So I'll grab my type tool that's still on your keyboard and I'll type in Christ is risen. Now in case you don't have your character options right here, just go to window and click, make sure that character is checked. Is going to pop up. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is the spacing between each letter for mine is set to 100. You can increase it to 200 depending on what you want, but I just want to set mine to 100 for this one. And I'll click and drag this somewhere around here. Now the main text is going to be here. Oh sorry, I'm supposed to actually omit this one. So the main text, I'm going with a font called Unisans, the bold version. So that's going to be Unisans heavy caps. And I'm just going to type in my text. So R comes in first, but the font size is a little bit too small, so I'll increase it to about 100 points. Now I want everything to be aligned perfectly, so I'll hit Ctrl R one more time and I'll click and drag this somewhere around here so that I can place all my text on it like so. Now I'm experiencing something at the moment. I think I have to move my information a little bit to the top. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm going to reduce the size of this a little bit. Probably about this big should be just fine. I'm trying to work and make everything seem centered. So I'll grab my type tool one more time and I'll place this somewhere around here. Now for this effect to work, you don't have to type in everything like this. You have to do it one letter at a time. So I'll go ahead and type in I and I'll try to place it here, but try to make it overlap a little bit so that the shadow can affect the text that is beneath. Then I'll type in my S and I'll make it overlap the I. Then I'll type in the E, do the same thing, and the last one is going to be the N and I'll place it somewhere around here. So with my move tool selected, that's M on your keyboard, I'll try to align this at the center. So I'll move this somewhere around here and I think that's looking okay. You can also go ahead and spacing everything up if you think they are too close together. So for this I'm just going to group them up and call this the risen group. To group them up is just Ctrl G. So for the text on top, every text from N to I is on top of a different text. For R is not on top of any text, so I'm not going to consider R in this case. So I'll start with the letter I. Just go to FX and click on drop shadow. Then the drop shadow, I'm going to set the opacity to 100. Make sure the blend mode is set to multiply and it is a very dark color like black. Now I'll go ahead and play with the distance by just clicking and dragging from anywhere like so. Now you can see anytime I make a change here, it is affected over here, so you don't have to always use a slider. You can just use your mouse to click and drag. So I'll place this somewhere around here, probably around 15 should be okay. Now you can also increase or decrease the size. I think I'll go with a size of about 50, and the angle also, I think I'll just leave it at 90. Let's try 45 instead, so that it will be a little bit inclined, but let's just use 80 for this tutorial. I think 80 will look much better. So that's basically it. All we have to do is just right click and go to copy layer style. Then whilst holding down shift, you select the rest of the text, right click and go to paste layer style. So this is going to just paste it on top of all of the rest, and basically we already have the effect. Now there's one more thing I'm going to do. Because this is already placed in the group, with the group selected, I'll just go to FX and click on drop shadow one more time. Now this is going to leave a drop shadow for the entire group, so that's what I'm going to do right here, and I'll place it somewhere around here and increase the opacity to 100%, so we have a drop shadow for the entire text. Now I'll place the same drop shadow for this text and the vertical rectangle. So that is very simple. Just hold down Alt and click and drag onto the Christ is, and it's just going to duplicate that effect. So I'll do that over here as well. No, on the vertical, so this is the vertical rectangle, so I'll just click and drag and drop it onto the vertical rectangle. Now you can see it is only showing at the bottom because the vertical rectangle is on top, so I'll just click and drag. It's beneath rather. I'll just click and drag and drop it on top. And basically that's it. If you want to make any changes to it, like what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to try to alter the distance and the spread a little bit so that it doesn't look too similar to everything else. Now there's one more thing, that is the reflection. So I'll go ahead and duplicate this, Ctrl J, or just click and drag onto the new layer icon. Now I'm going to rasterize this, or just merge this group up. So once I do that, this all becomes one solid layer like so. So with the move tool selected, hit Ctrl T to bring up the transform options, and I'll just right click and go to flip vertical. Now this is going to flip it like so, and I'll just place it somewhere around here like so. Now once I've done that, I'll create a layer mask by clicking on this icon right here, and I'll grab my brush tool, set it to a very reasonable size, around 500 pixel. Now yours may vary in case you are not using the same document size as I am, and I'll just brush over this portion. Now I want to hide this. Since the layer mask is already set to white, to hide it I have to change it back to black, and I can just hide all these portions that I don't need. Now once I'm done, I'll just reduce the opacity to about 5%, 5 or 10 depending on how you want it. I think I'll set mine to just 5, and basically that's it. Let me go ahead and remove the rulers. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like to watch more of our videos, hit that subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Fino Concepts, and I'll see you guys in the next one.